Well, ZNS News has learned that several attorneys reportedly involved in that Sir Lyndon Pilling Estate saga may face some serious consequences if they are found to have acted negligently. Our Ledon Davis sat down with the head of the Bahamas Bar Association to discuss the legal aspects of the issue and what can be done to avert land disputes.
The persons who are conducting these transactions, and most certainly if some of these transactions are of recent vintage in terms of 2014, 13, 2012, 2009, 2008. How didn't you pick this up? Invite them to go and get themselves a good lawyer to look into this, because somebody may be liable for the injury that they are now suffering.
President of the Bahamas Bar Association, Ellsworth Johnson, says he's deeply concerned over the fact that a proper investigation into the title searches for homeowners in the Sir Lyndon Pilling Estates area was not properly carried out. Johnson says after a potential homeowner retains the expertise of an attorney, it is the responsibility of that lawyer to seek the services of a competent title searcher before purchasing a piece of land. But Johnson claims that in this case, it seems that did not happen.
What went wrong? The Privy Council looked at what any reasonable person would have done in the circumstances in terms of doing a search, going to the registry to see whether or not, the Supreme Court registry, to see whether or not any court actions were filed in terms of those properties, whether or not anybody else had any claim to the properties. And it seems trite, it seems simple, but here you have a lot of persons are in a serious dilemma.
Johnson says the implementation of a land registry in the Bahamas is the only way to stop potential homeowners from being taken advantage of.
The conditions of transferring land, or how we conduct land transactions in the Bahamas, create these difficulties. And difficulties, and the Privy Council indicated that the Quieting of Titles Act, as it stands, creates an environment for theft. And so what we need is land registry in the Bahamas that would cure all of this. And you really wouldn't need a lawyer basically to do what we call all this title search.
The Bar Association president is now recommending that the government swap land with Arawak Homes in an effort to assist those persons who may have to pay a second mortgage. Additionally, he is asking that those homeowners who feel that their attorneys did not act responsibly to contact the ethics marshal as soon as possible. Ledon Davis, ZNS Network News.
Well, the future of telecoms, marketing, IPV development and opportunities, challenges and risks arising from the global interdependence on cyberspace are some of the topics addressed during the last working day of the 30th Annual Canto Conference underway at the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island. Now, along with those conference sessions was a packed trade exhibition that featured telecommunications vendors from throughout the region showcasing the latest in telecoms technology. Is covering the conference. Alto, what can you tell us?
Keisha and Candino, I'm standing near the entrance of the trade show here at Canto's conference at the Atlantis on Paradise Island, and you may hear the work crews breaking down the stalls, which signals the end of the conference and the trade show, but that doesn't mean delegates are ready to leave just yet. There are going to be two significant seminars that will be held Thursday and Friday, a marketing seminar as well as a human resources seminar, which is the first time Canto will be holding such events at their conference. Now, BTC has hosted this conference this year. It's the fourth time BTC is hosting the conference. And to give us a wrap up and to tell us exactly about the response from delegates to this year's event is Mr. Canto himself, BTC CEO Leon Williams. And Mr. Williams, thanks for joining us this evening. I saw when I was here over the past several days that you literally know every delegate that's been here. What's been the response to their time here in the Bahamas this week?
It's been fantastic. More than 525 traveled here and were registered for the Canto. That would have included some 14 ministers of ICT from the Caribbean and government representatives. We also had persons from the Secretariat of CARICOM here. So they have had a fantastic time. Tonight is the last night of it. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be Junkanoo nights. It's going to be an event sponsored by BTC. So they came in Grand Style on Sunday. We're going to send them out on Grand Style on Thursday.
Mr. Williams, what are some of the significant issues that were addressed at this year's conference?
Some of the significant issues had to do with, as sometimes people refer to it as disruptive technologies, OTT, over-the-top operators, the Skypes, the WhatsApp, those operators that operate within country, within the Caribbean, but they pay no revenues or leave no revenues in country. They pay no taxes. They build no infrastructure, but they, as some people say, they are pirates on the network. And so there has been a common theme throughout the conference. How do you deal with those OTT operators? That is one of the significant discussions during this conference.
And what impact are the two seminars, the Marketing and Human Resources seminar, expected to make for the Canto delegates?
The marketing seminar would be the first time we're holding the marketing seminar, but for the last 5 or 6 years we've had a human resources seminar. And the whole idea is to get human resource professionals, not just in telecoms, because they come from all over. But for example, tomorrow I'll be speaking on the topic, what does a CEO want from his human resources professional, the Vice President of Human Resources, what is expected? And it is to broaden and to better equip the human resource professionals within the Caribbean.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. That was Leon Williams, the Chief Executive Officer of BTC, the host of the 30th Annual Canto Conference and Trade Exhibition. And we understand the 31st Conference and Trade Show will be held in Miami, Florida. And we understand BTC is expected to make a significant presence there as well. Reporting live from the Canto Conference at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort, I'm Altovise Munnings for ZNS Network News.
Well, thanks a lot, Alto.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Sieska Adderley. Since opening in 2006, Breitling has been a brand in demand. Its downtown boutique store employs 7, and the store's manager, Nick Simmons, says Breitling prides itself on value and being a strong force in the market. He also pointed out how the brand is looking for possible areas of expansion.
So we do see potential of us being able to open up and explore different avenues and, approaching and giving more customers a better experience for Breitling.
In other business news, the Bahamas Financial Services Board has announced that the proposed Bahamas Investment Condominium, or ICON, the much-anticipated fund structuring vehicle, will be a prominent part of the Bahamas Landfall event taking place in Brazil until Friday. BFFB's landfall events have played a pivotal role in the headway that has been made in Brazil. The event also promotes the advantage the Bahamas has in international financial services in global markets the BFSB wants to attract. The ICON has been developed through close consultation between the private and public sector to penetrate the investment fund-driven Brazilian and Latin American markets. And in international news, global oil prices have fallen to their lowest level in 9 months, despite fears that conflicts in Ukraine and Iraq would inflate prices. Brent crude oil has fallen to $103.70 a barrel, its lowest rate since last November. In July, oil hit its highest level in 9 months, valued at $115.71 a barrel. Violence in Iraq was cited as the reason for the rise. The current dip in price has led to an increase in demand from wealthy states. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Sia Scatterley.